Lupus Warriors, Lupus Community, how are y'all doing? This is Dion Langley, Lupus Advocate, coming with you with another episode of Living with Lupus from a male's point of view. I wanted to touch on the subject today that I hope everyone really takes take notes on this and just really understand what point of view I'm coming from. But the subject I wanted to touch on today is, are we helping or hindering our lupus? I'll say it again. Are we helping or hindering our lupus? Let me start by first saying we have so many lupus patients out here each day that have to take so many pills, including myself. We have to take so many pills to just live. If we don't take our medications, we're probably not gonna live. Okay. So I understand that we have to take our meds every day. We have to. That's a given. You can't deviate from that. You have to take your meds. But I'm gonna hit it from a different angle. What are the things outside of the medication that's helping or hindering our lupus progress? You can take your meds all day like clockwork, but it's other things, in my opinion, that's helping or hindering your lupus. Number one, are you getting the proper rest? I was guilty of that for a long time. When I got diagnosed in 2010, I didn't get my proper rest at all. I kept going, I kept running and on the go. I never stopped to get the proper rest that I should have got. And my body told on itself. Because I didn't feel the need to get rest, because when I first got diagnosed with lupus, I didn't even want people to know I had it. So I kept trying to be the daggone strong guy and try to overpower lupus. You can't overpower lupus, for one. So I won't get the rest that I should have been getting, and my body told on itself. So if you're not getting the proper rest, then guess what you're doing? You're hindering. You're not helping. So ask yourself this question: am I getting the proper rest to help with my lupus? Number two, eating habits. This right here was a tough one for me. Very hard for me to control and establish discipline at one point, because I've always been athletic, physically fit, decent body shape structure. So I was able to eat anything without even thinking twice about it. Not even worrying about it. I could eat a burger 2 o'clock in the morning, sleep, my body, it was okay. But I realized when I got lupus and got diagnosed with lupus, I noticed certain things that I would eat. I just couldn't do it. My body reacted different. But for a while, I kept eating without even trying to change my eating habits. I finally had a conversation with someone and said, they said, man, look, you got to change the way you eating, because this lupus thing is serious. And at first I took it for granted, but wow. Guess what? When I wasn't eating properly, guess what I was doing? I was hindering my lupus. I ended up in the hospital. After I left out of the hospital, guess what? I changed my whole eating routine. Was it hard? Yes, it was, because you're so used to just going. So I ain't just stop cold turkey. It don't work like that. I had to learn how to balance and moderate. Do I have my cheat days every now and then? Oh yes, I do. Saturdays and Sundays is probably my cheat days. So I ain't gonna sit here and say I eat proper every day, because it's just not like that. But we have to understand the key word balance. Balance is so important. So if you don't understand balance when it comes to your lupus, guess what you're doing? You're hindering, you're not helping. So ask yourself that question. Number 3, stress. Stress is the number one cause. I'm going to say this again. Stress is the number one cause of a lupus flare. I believe I think it's 73 or 76% of lupus related incidents is through stress. Everybody got their own situation. Everybody has their own life that they deal with, their own problems. But let me say this. If you're under a lot of stress and you're stressing yourself out each and every day, guess what you're doing? You're hindering your lupus. You're not helping. So please, if you under stress, please try to control it. Stress is the number one cause of lupus flares. Last one. Relationships. This can be huge. To me, I think this is the number one cause right here on whether you're helping or hindering your lupus. That's why I say this one for last. Relationships. Now let me start by saying this. Everybody wants to be loved. Everyone should be loved. I believe there's someone out there for everybody. It's someone out there. It's one person out there for you. But don't let love. Hold on. Don't let fake love send you into a lupus flare. Because you may be loving the wrong person. If your relationship is causing you stress, pain, it's really not for you. Let alone it's not for your lupus. If you're in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, you're around that person 80 to 90% of the day on a daily basis, especially if you're living together. So just imagine being in a relationship that's not healthy for you and you're around that person all the time. Guess what that's doing for your lupus? It's bringing you down. That person may not understand what you go through when you have your lupus. Do they be there to help you get through your lupus? Relationships can be very, 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 very vital when it comes to your lupus. If that person is not understanding, caring, loving, just overall good for you, you know a good relationship from a bad relationship. Don't let a relationship hinder your health. I'm going to say this again. Don't let a relationship hinder your health. Your health is important. I've been there. I've done it. So I'm not sitting here telling you anything that I haven't been through. I struggle with relationships. You know why? Because some people probably didn't understand, which is okay. Which is okay. But I would rather be alone than be with someone that don't understand what I go through. Like, I had to stop. Like, why do you have to keep trying to explain yourself to someone who's committed to not understanding you? Why? So, and I know everybody be like, man, I'm lonely. I see that a lot, especially on social media. I'm lonely because of my lupus. I totally get it, and I understand, and I sympathize with you. But being in an unhealthy relationship is just like being alone. I'm so sorry to tell you that. Being in an unhealthy relationship is just like being alone. So if you putting yourself in position to be in an unhealthy relationship, guess what you're doing for your lupus? You're hindering. You're not helping. So ask yourself that question. I hope this video was helpful. I appreciate you guys watching. And I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm just giving you my point of view on things that help me with my lupus. And that's rest, eating habits, stress, and relationships. Those 4 things that people don't even probably take notice of when it comes to helping or hindering your lupus progress. So ask yourself those questions. Again, this is Dion Langley, Lupus Advocate. If you have any questions, please email me at drumforlupus@gmail.com. Again, that's drum, the number 4, lupus@gmail.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Dion Langley, Drum for Lupus on Instagram. I have a Beat Lupus apparel page on Instagram as well. And if you need to order any merchandise, you can email us at beatlupusapparel@gmail.com. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave a message. Thank you guys again, and I will see you guys next time.